Cancer, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late April 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's going on for the lovely Cancerians out there. I hope you're all doing fabulous, my friends. Let's shuffle it up one time, see what we have for you this week in late April, my guides. Talk to me. What's up with Cancer, please? And yeah, we're going to look at this first card super quick, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always very interesting. But let's get it going here. What do we got for Cancer, my guides? Let's go. What's up with my friends? All right, nice and quick. Okay, so this is a very common energy that I see with water signs quite a bit. It's super ethereal, it's very dreamy, and there's a lot of layers to this energy. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the April subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Have a look at this card. So if you look at the imagery, the background is very dusk-like or sunset. There's this etheric vibe here. We have the clock and the time is all mishmashed and all over the place. We have this woman that looks like she's doing yoga or meditation. So when we see this energy, yes, it can speak of a connection to the other side, a connection to spirit, spiritual protection even, but some of you might be thirsting more for that connection, that energetic connection, which is nice. There's also little, sub messages of time. So you might be going through certain situations where you feel like time is going fast. Maybe you're waiting on things, but this is a very etheric energy in total. Maybe some of you just need to catch up on sleep, right? Maybe you're having very interesting dreams and spirit's trying to speak to you. There's a lot of different messages that we could take from this, but your mind might be a little extra creative in this time. I will say that. Lean into the things that are positive for the Cancerian collective. Your emotion, your intuition, your creativity. Let's get into tarot. And I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote. Let's get you 3 cards in the upright before we get the intuitive juiciness flowing. We're going to shuffle it up here. What do we got for Cancer? My guides, talk to me. In late April. So, last week's reading, it was titled Big Karmic Lesson, and there were karmic archetypes all over the spread. So maybe Spirit wants you to take a look at certain cycles that you've been through recently or in the past and see what messages you can pull and glean from it. For a portion of you, maybe it's someone you're connected to that's going through some karmic debt. But we'll see what we have for you this week. Usually those karmic energies linger for a little bit. We've also been seeing tons of communication in the Cancer readings, or the need for it. So let's see what we have for you this week. Let's get you 3. What do we got for Cancer, my guides? What do we got here? All right, yeah, the deck is now being very specific. There we go. Card number 1, we have the 5 of Swords. Now, this card is extremely hot and cold. It could be very challenging, but at the same time, it could be very determined. So I'm not going to pass judgment on that just yet, but it is a little bit of a conflicted energy for us to start. Let's get you a couple more. All right, 8 of Pentacles. Hopefully a lot of you aren't having issues with the workplace, workspace, or individuals that you work with. Obviously not every single Cancerian, but the 8 of Pentacles is a beautiful energy that I love. Let's get you one more. Interesting, air and earth, those are complete opposites in my opinion. Okay, we have the 3 of Swords, so there's a lot of sword-heavy energy showing up in your main spread. And we're going to have to talk about this. There might be a couple challenges this week, Cancer. That's all good, though. We're going to take it all in stride. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get that juicy intuitive stuff. So at first glance, like I said, elementally, there's a lot of air here. Air in tarot, once again, that's communication, but it's also the mind space or the mind state. We did see that etheric energy right in the very beginning, so maybe your mind is going a little more than usual. We also have this earthy energy, really grounding it down in the center, but there could be some stress happening in regards to work or money when I see this 8 of Pentacles right in the center of these two. But position number 1, we have the 5 of Swords. So I'll give you the positives and the challenges of this card. The positives, this is somebody that has determination that will not be budged. They're going to do what they got to do to get the goals that they want to achieve, whether good, bad, or indifferent. The negatives of this, it could be a little cutthroat. This could be someone that's a little selfish. This is a card that could show up when there's conflict, so watch out in this time. You might be butting heads with somebody. In its most extreme form, the Five of Swords could represent somebody that's a bit narcissistic. So this is something that might be a warning that we'll have to watch out for. I'm not really going to muddy up the waters by giving too much here, because we're going to need to clarify this for sure. But the Five of Swords could be a challenge, right? It could be. Doesn't mean it's definitely going to be. But moving to the center is where this reading starts to get grounded down. It's pretty interesting. We have the Eight of Pentacles right here. One of my favorite cards in the whole entire deck. You see this person, they're working diligently, they're working hard towards something, they're perfecting their craft. So some of you might be in that headspace where you're like, listen, I'm going to perfect this. I'm going to become an expert at this, whatever that might be. This could be like a catch-all card for anything money or work related as well. So you might be going through issues in those realms, or maybe there's good things coming in those realms. It all depends on what clarifies it. But when we see this card, we think of diligence, we think of work ethic, and we think of somebody's mettle, right? Are they going to give up? Are they not? Like, do they have what it takes to push through when we say this Eight of Pentacles? But it is committed. I'll say that. When I see the Eight of Pentacles, it's a card that is extremely committed to an outcome of some kind. Now, as we get to the very back end, we have one of the most iconic cards in the whole entire tarot deck. We have the Three of Swords. Now, this has been showing up in other signs this week. You're not alone here. And yes, very popular in image, but it can represent rough things. Once again, more challenges. The Three of Swords could be pain. Now, I always say that these cards, one similar to this, are on a big spectrum. It could be something very minor as anxiety, a little bit of nervousness. It could be somebody that's just a little grumpy, a little gloomy when this card shows up. But it can absolutely represent something major like heartbreak, lots of pain. This could even be anger sometimes, depending on what clarifies it. So it's like we have a whole mixed bag of things happening here with a lot of the air. Please, like, if not you, there might be somebody that, like, really mentally, they could be a little messy for whatever reason, or going through a lot, overthinking, because once again, just to reiterate, this doesn't all have to be your energy. This could be a completely different person or multiple people. So with all that being said, I want to dive deeper, Cancer. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, we're going to get a good shuffle going here, my friends. Let's shuffle it up one time for Cancer, please, my gods. What do we got? And yes, my friends, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. What's going on that Five of Swords? And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Cancer, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Five of Swords time. Why is that Five of Swords here for Cancer, please? Why is that Five of Swords? Thank you. Judgment in reverse. All right, there is somebody that needs to have some caution here. This could be a warning that somebody might make a mishap or make the wrong move or miscalculation. I'm feeling that big time. Now, I'm not saying that this represents somebody like doing something maliciously, but I do feel like there could be like mistakes or miscalculations in play, whether it's someone you're connected to or even yourself. Like, all right, well, I thought that would make things better, but in reality, it didn't. The Judgment card is usually a card of forward movement, forward momentum, change, decisions, of course, but when we see it in reverse, that's what I think, like, whoa, 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 hold your horses, rethink this, recalculate this, or don't make that move just yet, because what it might seem nice, it might seem really friendly or for the better good, but in reality, someone else might receive it in an aggressive way, if that makes sense. I mean, only take it if it hits, but I will say overall, there is this energy of possible mishaps or needing to rethink something, rethink an action. Like, don't do that just yet. Hold your horses, press the brakes, because there could be various different mishaps or mistakes popping up here. Okay. Or somebody, I'm just getting that heavily, like somebody needs to rethink their approach here. Okay, like rethink your approach. We're going to keep pressing forward. I'm not going to keep pressing in on this and like adding message after message. It is what it is. We're going to see what's up with that Eight of Pentacles. We're just going to keep moving through the reading. So why is that Eight of Pentacles here? Please and thank you. What is it? So yeah, we do have a little bit of a warning right here in the front end already. So we'll see what shows up afterwards. Yeah, okay. We have double eights cutting down the center. We have the Eight of Cups clarifying the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Cups is in the upright. For some of you, yeah, like this could be like you wanting to leave a work situation. I just have to give it because I know not every Cancer is watching this for the same reasons, but I'm going to give you the multiple messages that I'm feeling. There might be something regarding work, whether you want to leave work or you want someone else to leave their job. There might be some sort of thing that feels a little unfair connected to it. The Eight of Cups is usually movement, either to or from. There's action here. So some of you could be experiencing big changes in your finances or changes in what you do for a living or work when we see this showing up. But once again, I just want to say this, like, reanalyze, hold your horses with this in the front end, especially when we're talking mishaps. Now, another thing I'm picking up here is somebody completely flipping the script, completely changing as well. When we have the Eight of Pentacles, it is the complete opposite of this Eight of Cups. Remember, we have commitment, diligence. This Eight of Cups is a little bit of like walking away and abandonment. So like you might be prone to change your feelings on various things in this time. All right, your feelings, your commitments could be very fluid in this time. Like something that you wanted to put all your energy into, you might like reassess that or change that. Or there could be somebody that completely switched up when we have this here. Maybe that's what this mishap was. Maybe that's what this mistake is. But we're going to keep pressing forward to the Three of Swords. It is what it is, Cancer, right? I can only read the cards and how they feel to me. But, I mean, I'm getting somebody completely switching up right here in the center. Let's see what's up with that Three of Swords. Either that or you might be on that job hunt if it's not switching up. Remember, because this could be romance, it could be friends, it could be work, it could be family, it could be so many different things, right? There's a lot of Cancers out there. So why is this Three of Swords here? Then we'll do our quick recap before we get into the shadow card. Why is that Three of Swords here, please? Thank you. Six of Pentacles. Yeah, I got a very, very similar thing in the Taurus reading, except yours is in the upright. Yeah, maybe some of you felt like you gave too much of yourself, gave too much of your energy, gave too much of your focus. If that's not you, that's how someone else could be feeling, though. Like, listen, I was just too nice. I gave all of myself to something. And it could, once again, tie into work and other things as well, where you felt like you gave it your all, but it was never enough type of energy. Right? Only take that for what it's worth. But the Six of Pentacles is, once again, a karmic card. I need to point this out because this card has scales. Judgment is a karmic card. We had karmic lesson in last week's reading. So this karmic energy is still holding through. So be forewarned that there could be karmic energy still at play. You might be in the middle of a metamorphosis or a change, a big cycle shift in life when I see this. But this is somebody feeling down because they feel like they were too nice or they gave too much, okay? I don't feel that it's as rough as it was in the Taurus reading. If you're connected to the Taurus, you might want to check that out because it was a very similar alignment. But let's just go through and do a quick recap, Cancer. Obviously, once again, only take what hits for you, but especially for everyone, I'd watch this first one. Now, in position number one, we have the Five of Swords with Judgment in reverse. To me, that did feel like possible mistakes or mishaps could arise in this time. Maybe there is something that would be misperceived, like you thought it would be a nice thing or you thought it would help a situation, but in reality, it might inflame it a little more. This could also represent Spirit asking you to like pump the brakes, hold your horses for some reason, especially with what we have going on here in the back end. So please, in this time, just be slow, steady, and cautious when we have this, because there could be different mistakes and mishaps. In the center, we have the Eight of Pentacles with the Eight of Cups. Please watch for number signs and synchronicities in this time, but it was giving me two main things. A lot of you could be wanting to switch work, switch jobs, change how you earn money, what you do, but I was also getting somebody that could be completely flipping the script, something switching up fast. So whether it's your feelings, very prone to switch and change, or someone else's that could be very prone to switch and change. There's a lot of maneuverability right here in the center. Like there's a lot of things that are liquid and fluid. Moving to the very back end, we have the Three of Swords with the Six of Pentacles, and this was straightforward to me that you may have felt like you gave everything or you gave too much of yourself to something and, you know, you didn't reap the rewards of that, or some you could even feel a little taken advantage of. But That's what this pain is revolving around. Like, you might have felt like you were too nice, too giving, like you gave too much of yourself. That's what I'm seeing here on the back, or that's how someone could be feeling. So please take a screenshot of that. I'm going to get you one shadow card here, Cancer. And if none of those were hitting, please watch your other alignments, right? Because, I mean, I can only tell you what pops out, right? So what do we have here for Cancer? And I'm going to get you one shadow card. Let's see what's in the shadows here. What's in the shadows for my friends? I always love to cap off every reading with a shadow card. It's a nice way to end things off. There we go. Thank you. Okay, we do have the death card in reverse. In the shadows. So when the death card shows up in the shadows, once again, this karmic energy that we've been seeing for weeks is showing up once again. Now, don't be nervous about the death card. I always say, like, it's not speaking of literal death or anything like that. This could just represent a Scorpio that you may have history with, that may have left a scar of some kind. But death is about those cycles of life, those changes, the metamorphosis. So if you're going through pain, if you're going through a trying time, just know that this is only to spur on your growth moving forward. When we see the death card, it represents not a full stop ending, but rising from the ashes like a phoenix, remaking oneself. So these are the themes and archetypes that are within the shadows that Spirit wants you to keep in mind as you press forward in time. So Cancer, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the April subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the March subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced in my community tab at the end of the Fire Air readings this weekend. But for April, I'll be running it back and giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Tarot of the Owls. It's a brand new deck and it's a lot of fun to work with. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the cards in this week's reading, which ones spoke to you most. You'll be entered to win. And at the end of April, I'll put the winners in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love. And I'll see you next time.